Hello, hello. So I just tried to go live a moment ago. Hopefully, if you caught that, you're back with me now because my screen seemed to be blank. So I had to do a quick in and out to come back. But I am here tonight from my couch because this is where I'm comfy and cozy. This is my favorite spot in the house, or at least where I spend the most time. And my husband's not home to be walking by in the background making noise. So I thought I'll just go ahead and do my Newsday Tuesday live from here. So if you thought I'd be on last week, I thought I'd be on last week, but last Tuesday was Halloween and I was busy celebrating the holiday as I imagine many of you might have been as well. So I thought I would go live this week and it's actually worked out well because even though last week would have been closer to the 1st of November, because Tuesday, of course, was Halloween, the 31st. This week, there is more that I can show you because some new things have just been released. And so I'm allowed to share them with you tonight. So I'm going to get right into it. There's just a few things, but it's definitely like quality, even though it's low quantity of things to show you tonight. So, first of all, one thing I already shared in my most recent YouTube video. If you want to check that out, it's a recap of the 35 for 35 event that I got to co host. And our special guest was Brian Pilling, Demonstrator Experience Director. And so it's my longest video, I think, ever. Feel free to skip around in it for whatever's interesting to you, but I talk all about that extra special, unique opportunity that we had. And one of the things that made that extra special, I mean, most of all, was Brian and celebrating the 35th anniversary with him. But then he did so many things for us, really, like I say in the video, went above and beyond and exceeded already elevated expectations. He brought at that time, because our event was October 21st, a yet to be released kit from the kids collection. Well, it has now been released. And so I show in that video the actual projects that we made on the day with him. But I'm going to show you now. I'm going to share my screen, which always takes me a minute. Hang on. All right. Here we go. All right. So here you can see now, as of, I think it was last Wednesday, November 1st, this kit is available in the online store. So if you go to stampinup.com and you click on menu, shop products, online exclusives, you'll see it there. Or you can go to kits collection, you'll see it there. And it's the best destination kit. Again, I talked about this in my last video too, but I love the kits collection. I love so many of the kits. I mean, I love them all for different reasons. But some of them are just more me, like my style, whereas others I can see like, oh, that'd be good for this person or this occasion. This one is so me, like maybe more than any other kit Stampin' Up has done that I know of, because it is travel themed. And so, as they say, it is like this vintage vibe of, world travel. So maybe they say, perfect for a friend who might be achieving an important milestone, setting a new goal, or maybe just need a vision of a peaceful, perfect day. Or like my parents just retired, and I think this is a great kit for them as they, really take on this travel season of their life. In fact, we were in Greece together celebrating their retirement. And so at the 35 for 35 event, I made this card because that very much reminded me of being on our Greek Isle cruise. But then there's also this one, which reminds me of the Caribbean, where my mom is from. And this one, which reminds me of, trains through like the Alps region of Europe. If you've traveled to places that look like these places, please share where you've been. I would love to see that in comments. But there you can see the finished cards. So you get 9 cards, 3 each of the 3 designs. Here are all the supplies in the kit. You can see you get a gorgeous grape ink spot. This is the stamp set, which I also show in my last video, like in person, because I have these things in person. Because again, one of the many gifts Brian gave was he left the extra supplies. So things like the stamp set with me at the end, which I love. And so it has great sentiments. Happiness is the best destination. Agreed. The adventure is just beginning. So hopeful. Life is a journey. Travel it well. And then you've got some background elements like the stars, the moon, the birds, the clouds. The stars, of course, could be used for other things too. That's just a great like background texture stamp. So as always, kits come with everything you need. You'd get a block for that stamp set. You get adhesives. The only thing you wouldn't have is scissors to cut the thread. That is literally all you would need. Oh, and here's a much better picture of the stamp set. So here you can see what it would look like stamped. Let me see if there are any other details to share with you, though. I showed this in my video there, and I wasn't sure what to call it. I guessed that it was UV coating, and it is. So each of the cards has that like shiny, glossy section on them, whether it's like the lining of the clouds or the crests of the waves. And so that makes it just like stepped up special. They're also, hopefully you can see these trifold peekaboo cards. And again, watch my last video to see those like in my hands as I kind of open them up so you can see what that's like, but really special. They're standard card size, so 5.5 by 4.25. You get the printed envelopes to match, which you saw in that first picture. The colors, so many colors: balmy blue, boho blue, Cajun craze, calypso coral, coastal cabana, crushed curry, daffodil light, petal pink, early espresso, flirty flamingo, fresh freesia, gorgeous grape, granny apple green, misty moonlight, pecan pie, pretty peacock, and shade spruce. I don't think I've ever seen so many colors in a kit. And daffodil delight is actually one that Brian named. He named that color, which we learned at our event, which was fun. So I think that's everything. Just to kind of give a little more detail, or different detail maybe than I mentioned in my last video about this kit. Again, love it. And you can find it under online exclusives, which got some other new things as of today. So last month when I did my Newsday Tuesday broadcast, I was able to show you some things that were coming that were available only as a demonstrator to pre-order. But that was just a few of the offerings. We ourselves also didn't know the rest of what was going to be coming today. And I think I may have misspoken in my last video and said it was all coming out tomorrow. Got my dates and days confused. But it came out today. And so one of the things that I got to see, the group of us at our 35 for 35 event got to see, and again, this was not on the pre-order for demonstrators. So the only reason we got to see this is because Brian and Stampin' Up graciously gifted us that sneak peek at our event. We got to see this very first thing on the list, the Simply Sparkling Bundle. So here it is on my screen, but let me stop sharing real quick. Hopefully this won't mess things up, so that you can see it in my hands. So thank you again, Brian. He gave this to me at the end of the event, which I was very pleasantly surprised and humbled to receive. We actually played a game where he gave away some other products. He gave away something from the mini catalog. He gave away something from the pre-order online exclusives, a couple different DSP packs. But then he showed this, and everyone was like, he had us play a game to see who would win. It was like a coin flip game, so it was just luck. And someone was like, let's play again for that. But we didn't. And then he slipped it in my box at the end of the event. So here is the Simply Sparkling. I hope that's not reading backwards. Sorry if it is. Simply Sparkling stamp set. This is a photopolymer stamp set. So the clear stamps. And I love it. It's full of puns. Things like, "You're so delightful," SODA. I really love that kind of stuff. Fizztastic, extra bubbly. And then you have things like friend, birthday wishes, always refreshing, slightly sour, simply sparkling, best ever, pop. And then all these great fruits. So let's see. The baby I nanny is learning his fruits. I'm guessing lemon or lime, cherries, strawberries, orange. I mean, really any citrus, right? And then peach. That's the one I wasn't quite sure about, but maybe peach. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Then you've got this splash and bubbles and a straw. And of course your can, which, by the way, it's called Simply Sparkling, right? And look at that can. Does it remind you of anything? Because it reminds me of something. I just can't put my finger on it. Sorry, forgive my silliness, but it so reminds me of LaCroix, which I know is a stereotypical thing for someone like me to like, but I do. I actually have family that works for the company that produces LaCroix, and so we're big fans in our family. So yeah, that's what this reminds me of. And this is a bundle, as I mentioned, so it also can be combined with the Simply Sparkling dies. And here you can actually see, I'm going to open it up though. This is how it came from Stampin' Up's office to show us. This is a great thing you can do with dies to show what they look like when they're used, because here they are just in the packaging. And that can give you an idea of what things are going to look like, but you have to use your imagination, whereas this shows you exactly. And they even, cut it out in the colors that might, help us know, like, okay, for instance, like, that kind of looks like a peachy color. I think that's petal pink. That's kind of a peachy pink. But yeah, you can see all the different pieces. So, you've double dyes for the different fruits. So you could do them like in a darker yellow and a lighter yellow to create some contrast, or else to just create some dimension to have the the same color on top. You can see there's wedges that can come out of the citrus fruit, but if not, you can leave them in. Hopefully you can see that, and it creates some great texture. Um, so yeah, really excited to play with this. Just haven't had a chance yet, but so excited to have that. And again, just so grateful to have it early. So that was one of the online exclusives that, unless you were at our 35 for 35 event or you had some other special access that I don't know how you would have, you didn't know about that, whether you're a demonstrator or customer, until today. Let me go back to sharing my screen so I can show you the rest of the online exclusives. So there it is, the Simply Sparkling bundle. And you can see the dies like I showed you and the stamp set. But let's go back and look at what else we have. If I can, let's see. Is it frozen? Here we go. Okay. So there's also the Softly Said Cling stamp set. And I really like the look of this because it looks like watercolored kind of distinctive stamps where there's some variation, like as if you'd watercolored these words. So you have like lighter and darker lettering. And just some really good versatile sentiments. Just because you are loved, love that. Always thinking of you. Thank you. Celebrate. Then this one, I'm curious to know who likes this one. Maybe some, like, I don't know. I was going to say duck people, nature lovers. This is called Feathered Flight, and it says, "New day, new adventure." I like that. Thinking of you. It's always a good one. I'm glad you're in my life. Sweet. And then these different ducks and a pond, and you can get some ideas from the samples they have here. Sometimes you see a stamp set and you think, what would I do with that? And then you see the samples, and especially if you see the samples in person, or like you make a project yourself at a party like the ones I host, and then sometimes it comes to life, like something you just like kind of breezed right by in the catalog or online, all of a sudden is like a must-have. At least that's how it works for me and a lot of my friends. And then this one I think is really interesting, of art and texture. Photopolymer stamps. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that, but that's okay. That's actually probably helpful because it would have been hard to see, I think, otherwise. So it's just these different background textures. So some look like kind of like wood grain to me. Some look like almost like tire treads, splatters, scratches, like just all sorts of different things that you could have in the background. And I think, like they say here, layering that underneath images and sentiments just creates a more vintage look. I think it just creates more interest and kind of artistic style. And so, like it says, of art and texture. That was redundant. But again, you can see one of the projects here, just how all those like splatters in the background, just, if it was just pink and white paper with the sentiment, it would be a lot more plain. So I think that's a fun thing to have that you could use with any sort of project for any sort of occasion. And then it gets into just showing some of like the dies separately. Here's the kit we talked about already. And here are the things that we would have seen last month if you watched my Newsday Tuesday, or if you're a demonstrator, you would have seen on pre-order. But if you're a customer and you didn't watch my last Newsday Tuesday, you might not have seen these yet. So this is a bundle that we're going to get to in a minute, but this is just the Garden Meadow dies and the Fluffiest Friends dies. But then here you can see better. This is the Fluffiest Friends stamp set that goes with those dies. And again, you can bundle them together because when you bundle things, you get 10% off both the stamp set and the tool that goes with it. And then it coordinates. Also makes shopping quick and easy. This is the Meandering Meadow Suite. So it has those dies we saw. A stamp set we'll see a little later. Paper we'll take a closer look at, and some embellishments. So I'll come back to the different pieces of that. There's one thing, the embellishments are currently unavailable, and that's why the whole suite wouldn't be available, but all the other parts would be, and the embellishments should come back soon. This is the 3-color Glimmer specialty paper. And I click on that just so we can see the colors. So this is Highland Heather, which is the purple, Petal Pink, which is the pink, and Pretty Peacock, which is kind of the teal color. And those look like, I wanted to see if it was glitter or what, but it just says glimmer paper. So I'm guessing it's just going to be one-sided, unlike most of Stampin' Up's paper that's front and back, but those specialty papers are usually just one-sided. Here's the most recent kit before the Best Destination, which we talked about last Newsday Tuesday, but it's coming up, for time for this, the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit. It's like an advent calendar envelope kit, which is great. Here's the stamp set for the Meandering Meadows Suite. I'll click on this one because it's a little blurry when I zoom in, and there's some small sentiments. So you have things like, I can't imagine having a better friend, happy birthday, thinking of you, every day is a fresh start, pun intended, and hello. I like the little birds, of course. I always love birds in my stamp sets. Let me see if I can zoom in on those. Yeah, There we go. What kind of birds are those? I want to say partridge, but I don't know why. I don't really know my birds. If you do, tell me. Um, and let's see. And so there's the bundle. So you can see you're getting the dies in that case are 36 and the stamp set would be 24, but you can get both for 54 because you're saving 10% on both by buying them together. Here's the ribbon from that Meandering Meadow Suite, the pecan pie center stripe ribbon. I like that a lot. I think it's rustic and versatile. And then this, I can't believe I haven't bought this yet, but I intend to. So I love DSP and I love scenes, and this is done with pastel, which is probably one of my favorite art mediums. And let's just like quickly scan through these. Look at these beautiful scenes. This was another of the gifts or prizes that Brian brought to give away, was this pack of paper. The other one was the Winter Meadow Suite. He had a meadow theme, which I thought was really fun. So you can see one side is a scene, one side is just a more like simple, colorful background. So you have lots of different things you can use these for, whether you want to just create a card front that would just need a sentiment. I mean, it wouldn't need much else. Or just have some like background pieces for the color, and look at that with the like clouds. Love it. So soft, and obviously getting us ready for spring, even though we're just here in at least the Northeast, getting ready to bunker down the hatches. Is that batten down the hatches? Batten down the hatches for winter. That's what I meant to say. So here's the Fluffiest Friends bundle again. So you would save 10% on the stamp set and dies. And then here's those embellishments that are currently sold out. I will be getting these too because hello, birds. Birds in 2 different forms of flight, and then dragonflies, which not so much me, but I might put a little brass butterfly on a project, or sorry, brass dragonfly. I feel the same way about butterflies. They're still insects. They still freak me out, but in this just little metallic simple way, I can handle it. You're probably like, wow, if even that is a little bit of a stretch for you, then you really do have a fear there. I do. So those are the newest online exclusive. There's more. All the kits collection are online exclusives. And online exclusives are while supplies last. Sometimes, depending on how they're selling, they can be restocked when they run out. Sometimes they can't be, or they just won't be because there wasn't enough of a demand. So the key with these really is get them while you can. If you like something, get it as soon as you can, because it may not be around for long. These are out of catalog, and so there's no guarantee that they'll be available for any period of time. Next up is the paper pumpkin for this month, and we only have like a couple more days to order this. So paper pumpkin kits are the subscription kits separate from the kits collection. So these are also get them when you like them, because they're only available in the month that they're sold. And they're only available till the 10th of the month. After that, they bill and ship, and then they may never be available again. In fact, sometimes they can even sell out before the 10th of the month. But there's still time for this one. And sometimes they come back 3 months later as a past kit, but then of course they're out of season. They would have to save this one since it's for the holidays, and the winter holidays specifically, till probably next year for it to be relevant again. And again, we're not guaranteed that we get the past kits. We're also not guaranteed that we get refills, which is everything that's consumable. So like the paper, adhesives, embellishments, not the stamp set or ink spot, but sometimes we get those the last Monday of the month if they're available. And those of course are less. They're, I think, usually $11.50, whereas the kit is $23.50. So for $23.50 plus shipping and tax, you get everything you need this month to make treat boxes. So it's the Warm Wishes kit. It coordinates with last month's Home for the Holidays kit, which you can see my unboxing video of, and my alternatives video from what I've made so far. I've only just gotten started with it. But this month's kit, because it's treat packaging, has a card and envelope add-on, and they're actually larger than average cards and envelopes. So hopefully we'll be able to get that information. In fact, let me click on this flyer and see if that will tell us. Yes, so they're 5 by 7 inches. And hopefully you can see here, they have the beautiful kind of winter night sky scene, and then this beautiful red striped envelope. So those I think are still available, but only while supplies last. Those are $14 that you can add on before shipping and tax. But let me go back and tell you more about the kit itself. So you're going to get enough supplies to make 8 boxes for each of 2 designs. It's going to be, again, like the Home for the Holidays kit, this kind of like nighttime winter village theme. The ink spot is Mossy Meadow, which, if you don't know, is like a deep dark green. There's iridescent glitter accents, and everything comes pre-cut except for the linen thread. So again, all you would need is scissors. Otherwise, it's everything you need in your kit. So it's, pardon me, to make treat or gift boxes. But then it also comes with treat bags, like just a clear cellophane bag that would be food safe that you could put in the treat box if you wanted to bundle up like some Christmas cookies or something like that. Of course, comes with a stamp set, and the boxes, when complete, are 4.25 by 4.5 by 1.5. So they're sizable boxes because if you think about it, that's almost the size of a standard card. Obviously, with the 1.5 inch depth, but like height and width wise, it's pretty close. It's just 1 inch off in one dimension from a standard card size. The coordinating colors are Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, and Real Red. So if you're interested in this kit, and that's really all the sneak peek that we get of it, but I think it's going to be a really good one judging on last month's kit, which I loved. I am doing a party for this month's kit. So on Saturday, November 18th from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, if you're local and we know one another, you're welcome to come to my home. If not, like if you live elsewhere in the country, then you are welcome to join from your own home via FaceTime is what I've been trying lately. So I would just need a number to call you on the group FaceTime call. But that's been working well for us. I would need to have your RSVP by tomorrow, Wednesday, November 8th, so that I could order those kits for us. For $28, which is basically the cost of the kit plus tax and shipping, I'll get you a 1 month prepaid subscription. So you're not set up for a month-to-month subscription that you're, stuck with. You're never stuck with that. That's something you can always suspend, which means pause or cancel. But the way I do it, it's just the 1 month with the one payment to me. You don't have to put in your credit card and worry about suspending or canceling future kits. And if you bring someone new with you to the party, you actually get $5 off your kit. I don't know if I always remember to mention that. I always have that in my Evite. If you're not on my Evite list and you're interested, email me, hannahcraftedgifts@gmail.com, and I'll add you to that list. But yes, please join us if you'd like. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I know it is for me. And if you already have a kit, like if you're already subscribed, then still contact me because there's still a way you can join us. I just charge a very small fee if you already have your own kit and want to bring that with you, but have people to do the kit with. I always teach at least one alternative project. So other than what the kit instructs you how to make. And again, don't forget you can get that add-on for $14 before shipping and tax to make, I should have mentioned, that makes 20 cards. Well, it is 20 cards and envelopes. And then you can use like pieces from your kit if you don't mind borrowing from your kit, or other supplies that you have to add to them. But even just as they are, you could just stamp a sentiment on them and have that beautiful winter nighttime scene. So I think that's everything to say about this month's Paper Pumpkin and my party for it. The last thing I want to tell you is going to be kind of a tease, and it's a tease for me too. So in our weekly update today as demonstrators from Stampin' Up, the very first thing at the top, which I almost missed, says, as you can see here, exciting news coming soon. Make sure to check back in on 10 November, so November 10th, for an exciting announcement. We can't wait to share more details with you soon. So that's all I know. I am not keeping secrets here. I don't know what it's going to be. I could speculate, but I could be wrong because I really have no clues. But I'm guessing it's some sort of promotion that Stampin' Up! Is going to tell us more about this Friday, November 10th. So I will make sure to share that with you. If you're not already on my Stampin' Up! Like promotions information email list, again, email me, hannahcraftedgifts@gmail.com. I'm happy to add you to that. I only send out emails when Stampin' Up! Is offering promotions to the people who are interested in them. It's usually once a month, maybe occasionally a couple times more, but just so that you know about the things you want to know about. And I'll try to maybe post on social media or something that day as well what that deal is, whatever it is. It may not be something that's happening that day. It may just be something they give us more information about that's happening in the future. But as soon as I know, as long as it's something I'm allowed to share with customers, I certainly will. And then on Saturday, definitely be watching my social media because I will be attending Stampin' Up's On Stage at Home conference, which is a one-day, like it sounds like, this time from home virtual conference. I'll be with my friend Leslie Ann enjoying that. I think we're going to wear our pajamas and just take advantage of the fact that we're conferencing, but from her house. So we're going to have treats, and they'll be doing a lot of presentations about new product that's coming. We're going to get to see sneak peeks of what's coming in the next catalog, and we'll be doing some craft along experiences. And it's always inspiring to gather with other demonstrators and with the leadership team at Stampin' Up. And so I will be sharing what I can from that on Saturday and in the days that follow. So watch for that as well. But I think that's it for tonight. So that actually went maybe a little longer than I thought it would, given how few things we had to talk about. But again, it was some quality things. There was, I think, lots like within those just few categories that at least get me excited. I always get excited about the new things. Although, as I mentioned in my recap, Brian reminded us all that like it's good to be inspired by the new, but what's new for everyone is different. Like for someone that keeps up with this like I do, it's the brand new that's new. But for someone who's just coming to Stampin' Up! Or crafting, it's all new to them. And I should say, like, I've only been doing this for the past few years, and Stampin' Up's celebrated their 35th anniversary this year. So, like, seeing the things from those early years, like the first 30, those were new to me. And I was so excited to see some of those, former products and collaborations with other companies for swag and things like that. So anyway, but whatever you are inspired by, new or old, or somewhere in between, if there is an in between, just let me know what you like. I would love to hear and support you in whatever you're wanting to do with it, because I get to do what I love and share what I love, and I would love that for you. So thank you for your support. If you like this video, you can click like, comment, and I'll try to reply. The most helpful thing you can do, as I always say, is subscribe and share this with others who you think would be interested, so we can grow this creative community. And whatever you do or not, I just thank you so much and wish you happy crafting.